What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. I hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. So I wanted to tell this story that I saw while watching Theo Pinson's Run Your Race podcast, right? So Theo Pinson had former North Carolina player George Lynch. George Lynch, a lot of people remember George for playing with the Lakers early in the 90s, from 93, that was his rookie season. But then a lot of people like my age remember George Lynch playing with Allen Iverson from 99 to 2001. As I just mentioned, George Lynch was a former North Carolina Tar Heel, as well as Theo Pinson. So, they talking about their Tar Heel love and playing for North Carolina. George Lynch played under Dean Smith. Theo played under Roy Williams, right? But anyway, George Lynch starts talking about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, the greatest player to ever come out of North Carolina. And he spoke about, when George talked about when he first got to North Carolina, he had a roommate, Kenny Harris, a guy named Kenny Harris. He's from Virginia. He was, one of the top players. He broke a lot of scoring records and so on and so forth in Virginia. And he came in, he was a guard. He came in North Carolina. And George Lynch talked about Kenny Harris's scoring ability, how elite of a scorer he was and how he could shoot and so on and so forth. But Dean Smith he didn't like that Kenny Harris wanted to be a scorer. He wanted Kenny Harris to be, a facilitator. Dean was looking at him like, yo, I got 5 All-Americans on this team. I want you to be a guard who gets his teammates the basketball. I don't want you to be a guard who likes to score a lot. And so George Lynch talked about how his roommate, Kenny Harris, he didn't really grasp that concept. He didn't get that concept down pat. And so because he did not grasp that concept fully, Dean Smith did not play him. He didn't play him a lot of minutes at all. And so that led to Kenny Harris transferring to VCU, Virginia Commonwealth, right? And at VCU, Kenny had a very respectable career. I think Kenny eventually was averaging like 15, 16 a game at VCU. He was good enough to land a spot during training camp, right? Training camp for the Chicago Bulls. But then midway through this conversation, he starts retracting. He said, wait a minute. First, let me tell this story. He talked about while Kenny Harris was at North Carolina with George Lynch, Michael Jordan came back to Carolina. Mike was in the league at that point. He came back to Carolina to play pickup ball with the players. Kenny Harris was the only player on North Carolina with a pair of Jordans, the Jordan 1s. Now, Mike saw him and told him, take my shoes off, right? Take my shoes off. And he looked like, what? Basically, Mike told him, if you don't take them shoes off, you're not playing in this game. Because Mike felt like he don't play enough minutes to be rocking his shoes on the court. You don't play enough minutes to be wearing my shoes. So I say that to say Kenny Harris and Michael Jordan had a small rapport with each other. Mike knew who Kenny Harris was. Anyway, Kenny Harris, like I say, he later transfers to VCU. He becomes good enough to land a spot during training camp with the Chicago Bulls. Now, George Lynch talks about during this time period, the CBA did not limit training camp hours, for none of that. He was like, training camp was about 4 hours. It was 2 days, right? And so Kenny Harris was coming to the Bulls training camp, playing and working out, so on and so forth. And Mike, after the first session, Mike would make him stay and play him one-on-one, right? So Kenny Harris would not have any breaks between the 2 days because Mike would have him stay after and work out against him. And then they would go straight into the second training camp session, right? So he Kenny out there, he balling, he doing his thing, but then he can't get no rest or no break in between because Mike is making him stay out to play him after the first session is done. And then he got to go right to the second session. So Kenny Harris, he working out against Michael Jordan every day. Mike not letting him go home to go rest or nothing. So Kenny Harris makes it to the final cut. And then Michael Jordan tells him, and I quote from George Lynch, Michael Jordan told him, if you would have stayed at Carolina, you would have been on the team. Michael Jordan tells Kenny Harris, former North Carolina Tar Heel turned VCU, I think VCU is the Rams, I believe, right? He told him, if you would have stayed at Carolina, if you would have stayed at North Carolina, you would have been on this team. So Mike flexed to him, listen, since you left North Carolina, I'm not going to allow you to be a part of this team. Your ass got to go. Since you left Dean Smith, you left the Tar Heel Blue, North Carolina Tar Heels, you left us. I'm not going to allow you to make this final cut. I'm not going to allow you to make this final cut since you didn't want to be a Tar Heel anymore. And to me, that's some bullshit to me. That's some weak ass shit. I don't care what nobody say. Right? Like, cause, all right, young brother, he's working out with Michael Jordan, all of that. He good enough to be on the training camp roster. He make it to the final cut. And if Mike told him, Mike had all to say so. I don't give a fuck. Motherfuckers try to act like LeBron James the only one with this type of ability to pull these strings. Michael Jordan had that shit too. Right? To a certain degree. If Mike told them, hey man, he's staying on this team, it would have happened for him. Mike say, since you left North Carolina, your ass is gone. Like, don't mess with that man, money. Don't do that, man. That dude he acquiesced to playing you after every practice, not even getting no rest. He out there holding his own, holding court on the court to make it to the final cut, doing his thing with no rest breaks, 2 days, nonstop hooping. And at your suggestion, he's staying. Cause not your suggestion, you really making him stay. Because he know you Michael Jordan and you got clout. That if he says, I don't want to practice every day, Mike, he know you can go to the front office and say, get rid of Kenny Harris. His ass not determined enough to be on this team. He don't got the drive and dedication to play me every day. He don't need to be on this team. So Kenny Harris acquiesces to that and says, okay, I'm going to play you every day, Mike. And then Mike say, oh no, you would have made it. On the final cut, Mike said, you would have made it if you would have stayed at North Carolina. That's bullshit. And I know if another player that also wear the number 23 that was from Akron, Ohio, that played for the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Miami Heat, and the LA Lakers, currently plays for the LA Lakers, if another guy, who I won't say his name, I already said his name in the video before, but I won't say his name this time. If another guy would have done some shit like that, and said, oh, if you would have went to such and such school, if you would have went to St. Vincent St. Mary's, if he would have done some shit like that, everybody would have called him foul. Everybody would have called him all type of bitches. Everybody would have called him all type of bitch ass N-words, everything in a book if he would have pulled that move. But because it's Mike, everybody gonna let Mike rock. Mike get to do whatever. Man, let me tell y'all something. I know some dudes Mike would have said that too. Would have spent Mike's head around like Linda Blair on The Exorcist. Mike is a habitual line stepper, and he got away with it because Miles was scared to check his ass. I don't know what world and arena that Mike and certain, like Kobe Bryant too, where they was saying shit to people and they didn't run into the right motherfucker. I'm sorry. Well, Kobe ran into the right motherfucker with Chris Childs, but you know what I'm saying, and Reggie Miller. But Mike, I don't know how the hell, like him telling Horace Grant, or excuse me, Michael Jordan on the plane telling the stewardess, don't feed Horace Grant because he didn't play well enough to eat today. I don't know how the fuck Horace didn't knock Michael Jordan lights out. I don't know how he didn't have Mike seeing stars like Mike was sitting inside of a Wraith. I don't know how that didn't happen. Soon as the plane land, because you can go to jail for fighting in the air. Soon as the plane land, we get off this plane, me and Mike we gotta go in a room and we gotta brawl. I'm talking about, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if I lose. We gotta brawl. I gotta go upside Joe Mellon. I gotta slap the shit out you. I gotta do something. Cause he did a lot of stuff. Whooping on little Steve Kerr. All of that. Like all that stuff he was doing. He won't fight Oak though. You know, he knew who to fight. He ain't been, I was gonna come here. What you talking about, Mike? I got Mike as the GOAT. I got him as the greatest basketball player of all time. You feel me? But Mike did so much stuff. I don't know how he got passes for stuff he was doing. Like, I'm talking about punking Kwame Brown, sending Kwame Brown to the store for the rubbers, for the woods, for the hen. And y'all know Mike like that hen. That's why his eyes be yellow, like he about to transform into a dragon or something. Because Mike liked that hen. But anyway, like Eton Thomas and them talked about when Kwame Brown was a rookie on the Washington Wizards, Michael Jordan didn't want them to draft Kwame Brown at all. And so he took it out on Kwame and was kicking basketballs in the stands after the games and after practices, telling Kwame Brown, go fetch that motherfucking basketball and go make that toilet sparkle. Now, I'm kidding about the toilet sparkle part, but he really was kicking basketballs in the stands and telling Kwame, go fetch the ball. Like, I don't like, he not doing that to certain dudes, man. I'm sorry. Certain ones in Chicago, he not doing. He would have had to fight Tony Allen. He would have had to fight D Rose. I'm just telling y'all right now. It is certain dudes he would have had to fight. And like stuff like that, telling dude, if you was on North Carolina, if you would have stayed in Carolina, you would have been on a team. Boy, wait, hey man, don't mess with my money, fam. I don't get no damn about that North Carolina stuff you and Dean Smith got going. I don't like, man, I hope I didn't say Kenny Smith at any point in this. I did it one time. I corrected myself. I hope I corrected myself if I said Kenny Smith by accident. But Kenny Harris, like, yo, I'm doing everything the Bulls want me to do, and then I'm doing everything you want me to do, Mike. You want me to play you one-on-one after every practice, every training camp practice, and then you going to tell me, oh, I ain't on the team because I ain't go to Carolina? I know Kenny Harris red hot about that. I know he was, man. Like what? Like, come on, fam. That's weak, man. That's lame. And Mars gonna come in here. I know the same suspects. I know who already gonna come in the comments defending him. I know all y'all face. And when y'all come in the comments defending it, I'm gonna be like, ha, I knew it would be you. Ha, I knew it was gonna be you. Ha, I knew it was gonna be you. I'm gonna say that verbatim. So I'm waiting for y'all to, the same usual suspects, the same habitual line steppers, the same Jordan apologists. Cause let this shit would have been LeBron James. Y'all would have called LeBron James all type of B-I-T-C-H's. I didn't say the B word too much, so I gotta spell it. Y'all would have called him all type of punks, all type of goofies, all type of lames, all type of you know what's, but you gonna let it rock. Cause it's Michael Jordan. Same way when Kobe Bryant told Smush Parker, Kobe told his starting point guard, you don't got enough accolades to be talking to me. He said that to his young starting point guard trying to find his footing in the league. That's how Kwame talked to. I don't give a fuck that they hugged on the court that one time. Kobe told that boy that. Don't talk to me. You ain't got enough accolades to be speaking to me. Let LeBron would have told one of his teammates that. Y'all would have made LeBron seem like the devil. Y'all would have made LeBron seem like Satan himself. Y'all would have made LeBron seem like the Antichrist. Y'all would have made him seem like the devil on damn Tales from the Hood. This ain't no funeral. Y'all would have made LeBron seem like that because y'all already make it seem like LeBron and Rich Paul are the, cult and the Antichrist. But for some reason, Michael Jordan and all the Jordan brand athletes that ride for him, Steven Jackson, Quentin Richardson, Darius Miles, all them dudes Jordan brand athletes. That's why they trash LeBron so heavily. All of them. I don't think people don't even know that. All of them got Jordan brand deals. Jordan paid, put money in their pocket. This is a fact. This ain't no speculation where, Clutch is allegedly paying these. No, these dudes are Jordan brand athletes. They get paid by Mike and Jordan brand. They do. That's why they trash LeBron James. This is not no shit I heard. This is stuff they will tell you. They are Jordan brand athletes. You can look it up. That's why they trash LeBron James. It's in their clause in their contract to do that. I don't care. Mike say, hey, you want to continue making this Jordan brand money? Your ass better trash that motherfucker LeBron James. You feel me? You big me up, but trash him though. Trash him. Say he ain't nowhere near me and put Kobe Bryant somewhere in there. And I don't care what nobody saying. No dude, no one goddamn league MVP gonna be over LeBron James. Not. And if you want to give him that one Steve Nash gave him 2. Ain't no dude with 2 league MVPs gonna be higher than LeBron James. Sorry. Because I don't care. The league didn't hate Kobe enough to say we only gonna give him 2. At some point, when you like that, G, when you just certified and you so like, and he was like that. I'm not saying Kobe wasn't like that. He was a Pantheon great. But at some point, Irvin Johnson got 3. Magic Johnson got 3. How many years Magic Johnson play? 12 years? Something like that. He got 3. Kareem. I gotta look up how many. I know Kareem got more than 2 league MVPs. You know what I'm saying? So all that, but Quentin Richardson, Darius Miles, Stack Jack, Steven Jackson, all Jordan brand athletes. So they all gonna trash LeBron at some point. Quentin Richardson them can't hide it. You feel me? So, but all I know is if LeBron James would have told a dude, if you would have went to St. Vincent St. Mary's, if you would have stayed in Ohio, if you would have stayed at St. Vincent St. Mary's and played, if you would have stayed with the Cleveland Cavaliers initially and wouldn't have went nowhere, then you would have been on his team. And I know some of y'all gonna be like, well, LeBron doesn't know anything about loyalty. You don't give a fuck about no loyalty to no organization, fam. You better get up out of here. And if I ain't playing on no college team, I ain't getting no tick, I'm going somewhere else to go play. I'm not staying loyal to no team I'm not playing. All that's some weak stuff that don't even apply, that shouldn't be applied. Not staying on no job that ain't paying me no money. Not staying on no job that I'm not getting no burn. I'm not getting no opportunity. I'm going somewhere else. And the young man, Kenny Harris, say, I'm not going to play at Carolina. I'm going to go to VCU where I'm going to get time, where I can show my skills, show my abilities, and I'm going to get an opportunity to get significant minutes to contribute to a team. That's what he did. So all of that, but I'm just saying, let this have been LeBron James. It would have been World War VIII if he would have done something like this. But, might get a pass for all this crazy stuff he be doing. Because he Michael Jordan. He even get a pass for them damn bell-bottom jeans he be wearing and the Mary J. Blige boots he be having on. But anyway, y'all didn't hear that from me. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out, y'all. Peace.